seated. Good afternoon, all. I'm Dr. Temitope Iluyemi, and I have the honor of being your program director today. Your Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, Honorable Minister of Small Business Development, Ms. Stella Ndabeni Abrams, Honorable Minister in the Presidency, Ms. Kombucho Nchaveni, the of the Diplomatic Corps from the United States of America, Singapore, Switzerland, and the United Arab Emirates, CEOs and other captains of industry present, our highly valued partners and suppliers, esteemed members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. From today onwards, the 7th of November shall be known as a special day in Procter & Gamble. This visit by His Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, to our manufacturing plant in Kempton Park is a momentous occasion that will go a long way to strengthen the already strong ties P&G has with the beautiful country of South Africa. Our gathering here today is a result of a long and prosperous relationship with South Africa since we first established here in 1994. Today is a celebration of that partnership, and we are honored to have His Excellency with us to commemorate such a remarkable journey. Partnership between the public and private sector is essential to the success of any nation. We value the partnerships that we have with the various government departments, starting with our partnership with the Presidency on the vaccination campaign, which has helped to increase the vaccination rates by 9% among youths aged 18 to 34. Our partnership with the Department of Social Development, which has helped us to reach more disadvantaged girls and more girls with disabilities with sanitary pads. Also, our partnership with the Department of Trade, Industry, and Competition, creating an enabling environment for us as investors. The partnership with the Department of Home Affairs, enabling us foster technology transfer between our global sites. Our partnership with the City of Ekurhuleni, enabling us to keep production going by limiting power interruption. Our partnership with the Department of Basic Education, as we invested over 8 million rands in refurbishing and rebuilding schools that were damaged in the July riots. And our Always Keeping Girls in School program that taught over 300,000 girls with menstrual hygiene education and pads every year, supporting the objectives of the Department of Women, Youth, and Persons with Disabilities, as well as several other agencies, too numerous to mention. With these few words, I say that long may our relationship continue, and we hope that more departments will open their doors to Procter & Gamble as we seek to impact more lives. I now invite Mr. Fayaz Rizvi, our Senior Vice President and CEO for Sub-Saharan Africa, to welcome you all. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Temitope. Your Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, Honorable Ministers present, distinguished guests, all protocols observed, good afternoon. It is such a significant moment for us to welcome you all at the commissioning of Pampers Premium Care line, which is one of our best diapers produced here locally produced in South Africa. I want to thank you all for the time that you've given us on this auspicious event. But first, let's understand and acknowledge what we just did in a couple of last weeks. We, and I consider myself part of South Africa, as Springboks, won for the 4th time the Rugby World Cup, being the undisputed champion. And I think, as we say, go ama boko boko, and we're going to do the same, I bet, as we conclude the Cricket World Cup. Now, P&G started operation in South Africa about 20 years ago. And over the course of this time, we've been expanding our footprint in terms of products, in terms of the needs of the consumers, and we've started to reach out to more consumer needs in more parts of South Africa. Today, we proudly manufacture four of our key brands here in South Africa. Pampers, as you just witnessed, Always. We manufacture Eliadin here and Ariel. This day-to-day that we just did on the commissioning of the Pampers Premium Care line is not just an ordinary event. It's a promise that we make to the South African consumer that we will bring the best quality products in South Africa, serving the needs of our consumers today and for the future. This is a product with the most gentlest of top sheet for the product, for the baby, that makes the mother and the baby both love the product. My job here is just to thank you all for being here, for all the distinguished guests, His Excellency President Ramaphosa, all the people of the ministry, all our partners, our retail partners, our suppliers, CEOs of the different industries that are present here. Thank you very much for being here as part of our journey. And it's just the beginning. We promise you that we hold a lot of promise for this organization, for this country, as we serve the community that we serve in. With this, I'm going to invite the Premier of Gauteng on the stage, please. Premier Gauteng. Thank you very much.
The Program Director, for the opportunity. Thank you so much, Program Director. His Excellency, our President. Thank you so much, President, for joining us here. All the ministers that are here, Minister Kumbuzo Chaveni as well as Mr. Ndabeni Abrams. I also want to acknowledge the Executive Mayor of the area, Councillor Sifuile Ngotwani, and the MMC that is here. The entire management and leadership of PNG, represented here by their President, Senior Vice President, as well as the country manager. I want to acknowledge all honored guests and ladies and gentlemen. I'm quite excited to be back here, President. I was born a stone throw from here, area called Tembisa. I used to come to this area during school holidays looking for those peace jobs in this area. And unfortunately, this area has gone through serious challenges of crime, challenges of firms leaving this area, and many other things that affected this particular area. So I'm excited today when I came here to see that this area is alive again. It's exciting, and I want to thank PNG for really reaffirming their presence and reaffirming their commitment to grow this area. And this is an area that is going to create many opportunities for our people, but most importantly, is an area that has a potential to grow and be a better area so that we can be proud in the economic activities of our province. Together with the Executive Mayor here, we meet as the leadership of the province, and I can assure you, as the leadership of PNG, that our municipality here is back on its feet. That all the minor challenges that we had of electricity, water, and many other things, especially the strengthening of our roads in this particular area, will be areas of history, Honorable President. We are committed to ensure that all our industrial areas continue to have undisrupted electricity, but most importantly, services that are coming from municipalities. We've been meeting with these communities around this area and many other areas in our province, and we're excited to be here. So my task is very simple, is to formally welcome you to the province of champions, this particular province, and also to welcome you here and thank you very much that you have invested your resources and expanding your sector here. But most importantly, to our President, welcome back home. Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing that trophy back home, President.
Thank you, Premier. Now we're going to show a video which tells about the progress that we have had in this plant, including our focus on localizing materials, backward integration project. Can I have you put the video on, please? And then I'll invite Alicia on the stage while you play the video.
Your Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, our distinguished guests. My name's Alicia Eggington, and I'm the Country Manager for Procter & Gamble here in South Africa. Once again, I thank you for joining us to commemorate and celebrate this milestone and for our cumulative investments powered by many partners in this room. Thank you for your positive contributions to the Procter & Gamble South Africa story. I'd like to introduce you to our Head of Delegation from Procter & Gamble and the keynote speaker for Procter & Gamble, Mr. Stanislav, or Standa, organisation of over 17,000 diverse employees, serving consumers with the superior products that touch their lives in over 100 countries. Prior to his current role, Standa's led operations across Europe, Japan, North America, and Asia. He's a keen advocate for Africa, and Standa's in fact spent 10 years working in general management roles in Africa, and in fact in South Africa for 7 of those years. He's an inspirational leader for us. He's a passionate business and organisational leader, and his influence is visible through his leadership work and personal advocacy within the company's equality and inclusion space, environmental sustainability, and in employee health and well-being. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Standa as he comes to the stage.
Thank you very much, Alicia, for a warm welcome. I think I don't deserve all of that. Your Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, Honorable Ministers of Small Business Development, Honorable Minister of the Presidency, and ladies and gentlemen, all protocol duly observed. Members of the diplomatic corps as well, as they were welcome before. Yes, let's wait a little bit. And good afternoon to all. It's indeed an honor and privilege to stand before you today as we celebrate our remarkable journey investing in South Africa, in partnership with the government of South Africa, and as well we inaugurate our new advanced Pampers Premium Care manufacturing line here today in Johannesburg. Not so much time ago, I had the privilege myself of leading the business in South Africa, and I called South Africa home, and I still do, and I still follow all the sport events that you are winning at. When I first took the role of the business leader for South Africa and East Africa, I was inspired by the potential that South Africa held. Her inspiring history, the resilience, the courage, the leadership, and many world-class firsts. I'm filled with immense pride how far we have come. Our journey in South Africa has been nothing short of extraordinary, marked by remarkable growth, unwavering dedication, and most importantly, the power of partnership. Today, as I stand here with South Africa government, together we have worked tirelessly to unlock the boundless potential of this great nation, and we are committed to playing our part in shaping even brighter future of South Africa. Over the last 5 years, we have consistently demonstrated commitment to this nation. We are proud to be part of the South Africa Investment Conference initiated by Your Excellency in 2018, an event aimed to attracting investment and fostering growth across the sectors. I congratulate you, Your Excellency, the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Competition, and indeed the entire government of South Africa for overachieving this target by 26% ahead of your set goals. During this period, P&G has remained a steadfast partner in this program, announcing investments. Indeed, our gathering here today on the commissioning of our Pampers Premium Care manufacturing line is a testament of the successful execution of the announcements we made during Your Excellency investment conferences, and we feel privileged to be part of South Africa growth story. PNG is partnering with South Africa government on the National Development Plan 2030. The commissioning of this innovative manufacturing line not only underscores the PNG commitment to South Africa National Development Plan 2030, but also showcases our efforts on narrowing the gap in inequality through our efforts in job creation, inclusive growth, innovation, technology transfer, value creation, and human capital development. We are committed to grow a thriving business by contributing to South Africa prosperity through our investment. We, in conjunction with our partners, are making difference throughout our operations and contributing to the expansion of the entire value chain. Our operation has created over 4,000 direct and indirect jobs, with hundreds more jobs added in the last 5 years post the investment conference, alongside with our partners. As it was in the video, over 70% of our brands are sold in South Africa are actually manufactured here, while also exporting to the neighboring countries. We look forward for South Africa implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to expand our reach and serve even more countries in the continent out of South Africa. Our people are most important assets. We attract, recruit the finest South African local talents that you have met today on the floor. Over 95% of our employees are local, and many are in various international assignments leading PNG business globally. Through our intentional quality and inclusion policies, we have now achieved 50-50 gender representation at the managerial levels in our South Africa manufacturing plant. A result that we are really proud of. Our dedication to being a long-term partner in South Africa progress is steadfast, and we work tirelessly to be a force for growth and force for good in all the markets where we operate. We are contributing towards attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals in South Africa through our health, education, and hygiene programs that are touching over 1.5 million South African women and children annually. We are also focused on supplier diversity. We upskill women-owned businesses through our partnership with WeConnect. We have trained whom then have been integrated in our value chain. Women-owned businesses account for 33% of our supplier spend, well ahead of the nation target of 12%. Our commitment to South Africa moms is the PNG multi-million-dollar investment, the initiation of the manufacturing of Pampers and increased capacity in the country. Our investment in the new premium care lines is a reaffirmation of our commitment to South Africa consumers, and especially mothers and babies, by providing breakthrough innovation on a trusted brand which we call Pampers. In closing, today's commissioning is not just about the launch of new manufacturing line. It is a celebration of partnership, growth, and positive impact. The story of PNG here did not happen through isolated effort. It's enabled by partnership. I wish to express my gratitude to His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, the Minister of Social Development, the Minister of Small Businesses, the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister in the Presidency, the Premier of Gauteng, the Mayor of Ekurhuleni, the representative of Department of Trade, Investment and Competition, as well as our esteemed partners, captains of the industry, and various organizations for their contribution in bringing our investment to life. We believe that continued focus and support for investment, coupled with right enabling factors, South Africa will be a strong force in the world. Your Excellency, thank you for attention.
Thank you so much, Standa, for that powerful delivery. I'm sure that there will be no doubt as to PNG's commitment to growing along with South Africa. And without much ado, I'm going to call on the Minister in the Presidency, Ms. Kombusho Nchaveni, to please come up and introduce His Excellency.
To the President of PNG, Cyril Ramaphosa, the Premier of Gauteng, the Minister of Small Business Development, the entirety of the leadership of PNG, and our Director General of the Republic of South Africa. Good afternoon. It feels like morning, Mr. President. So when we were coming through, we were reminded that we are not in our own town, we are in the city of Ekurhuleni, and we were received by the Executive Mayor. And it's good that we've got the collective of government together as the President is going to address. Premier of Gauteng speaking, this investment is for the rejuvenation of our country and the recovery of our economy. And if I was not a mother, I would not be very privileged to say this. After having used the premium care diapers, it was very it was very comforting to hear about the quality standards and non-human interference. But being a black child, a black girl from the rural areas, to see the shop floor run by women, most of them likely my age and younger, it was quite inspiring. And to hear the commitment of PNG to South Africa and to gender equality, it's one of the few companies that can proudly say at a management level they've attained 50-50 gender parity in terms of men and women. And without that, Mr. President, I will not be able to call you. So it's my privilege to call you to the front to speak on behalf of all the mothers who use the PNG products. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's be seated, please. Program Director, my dear sister who I have kept on coming across in many occasions, ministers, the Premier of Gauteng Province, the Executive Mayor of our metro city here, as well as the MMCs, and more importantly, the President of Procter & Gamble for Asia, Middle East, and Africa, Mr. Vakera, and PNG Vice President for Sub-Saharan Africa, as well, who I met on a few occasions too. It is a really joy and pleasure to be here, and I greet you all, members of the various levels of our government. And I'm really pleased, Minister Nchabeni, that you refer to that various levels of government are here. And we are here because this for us is a very important day. We are pleased to be here, and particularly to be here at the launch of this state-of-the-art production of Pampers. What do you call it? Pamper Premier Care. Now, you kept on saying that, this is the best in the world, and babies are happy with it,
and the mothers. I just had a mother. I don't know about the babies. I would have wanted to feel and touch that softness that you were referring to. South Africa, our country, has just hosted the AGOA Forum. It was an opportunity to really showcase the capabilities of the African continent to the United States, the world's largest consumer market. Not only did we showcase over 500 companies on our continent that are able to manufacture goods and products, but we also had productive discussions between government, the private sector, labor, and civil society. And as it was said, it was the first time, really, that labor was a part of this summit or forum. I was pleased to get to see leading companies that have an established presence on our continent, like P&G being represented. And as I can confirm and testify, P&G has been very much a part of this. You have been in Africa for over 50 years and in South Africa since 1994. And you have manufacturing operations in many countries on our continent, in South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, Morocco, and distribution operations in a number of other countries. Now that demonstrates that this is a company that has not only spread its tentacles, but a company that is prepared to invest on our continent and to stay with the continent. Now, as a clear demonstration of the value of trade between African countries, Procter & Gamble currently exports from South Africa to, as you said, a number of countries in our region. We understand that the company is set to supply the African continent from South Africa, and you are one of those companies that is actively vocalizing the importance of the African Continental Free Trade Area, because you see it as a key enabler, as we have often said. And it's wonderful to see a company like P&G being able to take this trade treaty and implement it to good effect and utilize, yes, South Africa and a number of other countries where you operate as a base and as a foundation to be able to increase trade on our continent. And what is most pleasing about this, of course, is that most of your products are manufactured on the continent. So you are going to become easily part of this intertrade process where we make products on our continent and import and export them amongst ourselves. Now, South Africa remains one of the preferred investment destinations in Africa and is an important gateway for the markets and other business opportunities throughout the continent. So the AFCTA will unlock these opportunities for development of export markets. It will enhance industrial bases and create a number of manufacturing processes on the continent, and also create these very important value chains in our region and across the continent. Now, we expect the Continental Free Trade Area to reduce the cost and improve the ease of doing business in Africa. And we want to make the movement of products and processes, as well as people, seamless as various companies increase their footprint on the continent. Now, P&G stands behind many brands that are household names in South Africa. And we are particularly pleased that you are such a diverse company that has a very strong manufacturing capability and is able to respond to the needs of consumers in our country and indeed on the continent. It has therefore been greatly encouraging to see the company's response to our ambitious investment commitments made by yourselves as Procter & Gamble at a number of our South African investment conferences that we have held since 2018. It's been a joy to have seen your representatives at all those investment conferences. And you've just not been showing your pretty faces, you've also been coming to show your money, to put your money on the table, to create more capacity in your business here, and to create new capacities and new lines. The launch of this production line is the latest in a number of projects that have given effect to P&G's investment pledges. Now, as Minister Nchabeni was saying, there's always been very negative criticism in the media, negatively disposed and saying, well, they're just announcing figures, and these figures will never really result in real pledges. I'm glad that P&G is proving in real effect that the pledges that you have made since 2018, you have lived up to those pledges, and today we see real proof. So this is not a manga business. You are a real business that invests in South Africa. Now, through these and other investments, Procter & Gamble is contributing to the reindustrialization of South Africa's economy. And Ekurhuleni is the country's topmost manufacturing precinct. When we talk about industrialization and manufacturing base, it is really in this precinct of Ekurhuleni that our country is most proud of. And the capability that has been created here is quite enormous. And I'm glad the Premier referred to this, that we are rejuvenating this area. And there are firms that felt that we were falling behind and have left, but we're hoping that they will come back, because Ekurhuleni is going back to its glory days. It's definitely going back there. And we're glad that you are stayers. You are long-term stayers with us, and your presence, your continued presence here in Ekurhuleni bears testimony to that. And may other companies see your example. And now your example goes way beyond just staying. The achievements that you have had here, just walking around just in the last 45 minutes, I mean, I've just been really amazed and impressed with what you're achieving. The gender parity that you have achieved in your management team. Not many companies are able to be proud of having reached up to 50% and beyond in your management team between men and women. So I applaud you. May others continue to see. But also importantly, I was doing a very quick secret investigation on you as I was going around, and I was asking some of your workers what they do, and every one of them has an important position, very important, the type that I would never be able to qualify for. But I also asked, what qualifications have they had to be trained for? Many of them have qualifications, and that goes to your commitment in training them, in preparing them for the job. And one can see this place exudes of energy, it exudes of efficiency, and you can see that everyone who is on the floor here knows their job, and I want to applaud you and congratulate you and congratulate your team. You've got a really wonderful team, and I don't think they were just making it up. I think they live the passion that all of you were exhibiting here today. So I'm here to congratulate you and to thank you for being partners. You spoke at length about wanting to continue promoting the partnership between the government and yourselves as a private sector player. And you spoke at length about the value of partnership. And we value that partnership, and we saw it being played out, even during COVID. Some of the initiatives that you got involved in during COVID are the types of initiatives that really are outstanding, that we would like more and more companies to get involved in. But it is also so heartwarming to hear a private sector company talking about the country's players, talking about the National Development Plan. And I'm sure if I was to give you an exam paper, which I have, for you to write about what the National Development Plan is, you would pass with flying colors. So I'd like to end by thanking you as PNG management and leadership for the real commitment to South Africa. Your investments are well placed in South Africa, and you're one of those companies that does believe in South Africa's growth story. We do have a growth story, and this growth story is playing itself out to the world. We've become a very important investment destination. And the fact that we were able to hold the AGOA Forum and bring so many countries here and continue to deepen our relationship with the United States of America demonstrates our seriousness, not only in promoting that relationship, but also showcasing the fact that South Africa has a growth story. And we are going places. We've faced many challenges that you also alluded to when we had the 2021 July unrest. You also helped and participate in repairing schools that were damaged here, and we thank you for that. But you're also well attuned to what we are doing as a nation as we recover, as we rejuvenate, as we rebuild, because the challenges that we have had, even during the energy crisis, are challenges that many, many other countries have not had to go through. But with your participation, with your partnership, I do believe that both of us will win. So thank you for being South Africa's partner, and thank you for your continued investment in this country, and thank you for continuing to employ more and more people. For a company that has increased its employment levels, that company deserves a real good thank you from us as South Africans. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, Your Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Thank you also to all the people in the room today. As part of our celebration of partnership, we want to have a little commemoration of that partnership with an unveiling of a digital plaque that signifies our continued investment in South Africa, and in particular, our partnership with the government of South Africa. If I can just ask Your Excellency and others to move, please, to the screen on this side. Stand up. Stand behind you, sir. So in front of the screen. Yes, sir. And can we have, while we all keep standing, can we have the unveiling of the partnership plaque digitally on the screen? I'm going to call on the mayor of our prime city of Ekurhuleni, Mayor Sibuyile Ngondwana, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Program Director, to the Honorable President of the Republic of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, to the ministers present, and to our Premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, MMCs, MMC Kagaza, the leader of Government Business Executive, and to the President of PNG and all the leadership of PNG, captains of industry, and all protocol observed. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, for taking time and coming to the city of Ekurhuleni, coming over to visit the PMG plant here in Kempton Park. I would like to believe the rainfall we are experiencing today is a testament of our joy in having the President here, and a blessing indeed. We look forward to enjoying the future benefit of having the first citizen of the country here in Ekurhuleni. Program Director, I can never make the mistake of not appreciating the relationship we have with the huge corporate. Like any relationship, it is not always smooth sailing. Currently, we are facing electricity provision challenges due to load shedding, the immense pressure it's adding on the company productivity. There's something we continue working on resolving, because we highly value having working public-private partnership. The city of Ekurhuleni is truly grateful to have PMG operating here, because it translates to many job opportunities created, an excellent economic impact for the municipality. It is a known fact that South Africa is battling one of its worst unemployment rate, and we need more business to join hands with us to cap this out. As I end off, I would like to once again to thank the President for extending his support for business partnership in growing our communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. We do appreciate our partners who are all here. We may not have been able to mention you each by name, but the fact that you are here is testament to the strong partnership that you have with Procter & Gamble, and we look forward to strengthened and continued partnership. Your Excellency, we appreciate you. We thank you for being with us today. And now, I don't even know if I have the power to declare anything on this stage, but we've come to the end of the proceedings of today. We wish you safe journeys back home, and you are welcome to lunch. Thank you.